In a world of endless disposable streams, I'm doing something that might seem a little outdated. I still buy these. I'm going to tell you why some of the best decisions I've ever made, and you might want to join me. I used my first CD player for audiobooks back when I was in my hobby phase. Many years later, I got into vinyls. My dad's always wanted a record player, and I wanted one too, but I realized how expensive they were. One day, I was checking out a record store, and I saw all my favorite albums there. Then I saw CDs. I really wanted a Nirvana CD. So, my uncle bought it for me. Since then, I've been building my collection. To understand why the CD matters, you have to understand its journey. Co-developed by Philips and Sony, the compact disc first launched in Japan in 1982. It made a revolution, promising perfect sound forever in a durable, convenient package that made vinyl and cassettes feel fragile and clumsy. And Japan is still using them to this day. After its worldwide release in 1983, its rise was meteoric. By 1988, CDs were outselling vinyl EPs, and by 1991, they had conquered cassettes too. The 90s were the golden age of the CD. And by the year 2000, they felt invincible, accounting for over 90% of music sales. But then came the fall. The turn of the millennium brought the MP3s and file sharing platforms like Napster, which starting to erode sales. The launch of the iPod in 2001 and the iTunes Store a couple of years later signaled the beginning of the end. Convenience was king again, and by the 2010s, streaming services had taken over, leaving the CDs to look like a forgotten relic. Its dominance was over. It seemed destined for the dustbin of history. What's really interesting is who is getting into it. It's not just older collectors. A surprising niche of younger fans, including Gen Z, are discovering CDs for the first time. For them, it's not nostalgia, it's a brand new experience. In a world of intangible digital files, the simple act of owning a physical piece of music feels fresh, almost like a small act of rebellion. The value, the real connection, the sound, and the fact it's an affordable way to build a library of music they genuinely love. So why isn't this a massive, market-shattering revival? It proves a dedicated group of people are realizing a deeper connection to music is worth more than just convenience. Let's be honest about something. You don't own your streaming library. You're renting it. The playlists you spend years curating can be decimated overnight without a licensing dispute. An artist you love could pull their entire catalog with zero warning. We've traded the permanence of ownership for the illusion of endless access. A favorite song could be removed at any time, and you will know about it. A CD is different. Once you buy it, it's yours. Forever. It's a cultural artifact you can hold, display, and share. The experience is so much more than just listening. It's the satisfying click of the jewel case, the smell of the booklet, and seeing the album art and the way the artist meant for you to see it. Those linear notes, lyrics, and photos give you context that a tiny thumbnail on a screen you can't touch. This little ritual, picking up an album, putting it in the player, and actually committing to it, forces you to actively listen. It pulls you out of the endless scroll and invites you to engage with the music as a complete work of art. In an age of digital things that can disappear in flash, the tangible connection feels more real and vital than ever. You don't have to be a hardcore audiophile with $1,000 sound system to get this next point. Now, it's true that streaming platforms have seriously upped their game with high resolution, lossless, and audio options. But a lot of streaming still relies on compressed audio files and compression. By its nature means lost data. It's like looking at a low-res photo of a masterpiece. You get the idea, but you're still missing texture and richness. CDs, on the other hand, deliver uncompressed, full fidelity sound right out the box. The audio is fuller, richer, and has more dynamic range, preserving the vital difference between the quietest and loudest moments. This is how the artists and producers want you to hear it. In fact, many older CDs pressed before the loudness wars and are prized by collectors because they sound more natural than even their modern remastered counterparts. Even in your car, difference can be quite striking. The sound is just more than robust and alive. It's cleaner, more authentic experience that can be dreaming. For all its convenience, doesn't always guarantee. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Honestly, one of the best parts of collecting CDs in 2025 has something to do with listening. It's the thrill of the hunt. There's a special kind of excitement you can get from walking to a thrift store or a used record shop and digging through the crates. You never know what you'll find. It could be a rare import, a long lost indie album, or a classic you always wanted. All just for a couple bucks. Or in my case, $15. This is where CDs have huge advantage over the vinyl resurgence. While vinyl is incredible, the prices have gone wild, making it tough for many to get into. CDs, however, have remained super affordable, and you can build a diverse personal collection for a fraction of the cost, making it a perfect entry point for younger fans or anyone on a budget. Plus, there's a whole universe of music on a CD. B-sides, compilations, indie releases that never made into streaming. Collecting became a kind of musical archaeology where you unearth hidden gems and expand your taste beyond what the algorithm thinks you like. The last point might be the most important one. The economics of streaming are brutal for most artists. The payout from a single stream is a fraction of a penny. An artist needs millions of streams just to earn a meaningful income. When you buy a CD, you're making a direct and significant financial contribution to the artists you love. The money an artist gets from one CD is exponentially more than what they'd get from the equivalent streams. It's a clear statement of value, saying, I believe your art is worth more than my money subscription fee. You stop being a passive consumer and become an active patron of the arts. It's a moral choice as much as it is a cultural one. In Spotify, you need about 500,000 streams a month to quit your 9 to 5. Out of those 1,000 YouTube followers you get making music will probably result in only 10 streams. However, one CD will equal 8,000 streams. So, you need around 62,500 CD sales to quit your 9 to 5 because that's about equal to 500,000 streams. So, back to the big question. Am I crazy for buying CDs in 2025? I really don't think so. This isn't about being anti-technology stuck in the past, because believe it or not, I still stream music. Because if I want to take my music on the go, I either buy a Walkman for $3,000 on eBay or stream. I find it's easier to just stream. But I still like CDs because I can still get good audio quality. I don't have to worry about AI musicians getting to my playlist, and I can commit to full albums better than a CD, rather than just cherry picking songs from the artist. In fact, there's a passionate niche of collectors, old and new, proves there's a real hunger for a tangible connection to the art that shapes our lives. We want to support the artists we love, experience their work in high fidelity, and own a physical piece of a culture we're a part of. So am I crazy? Or am I onto something? Am I the only Gen Z who likes CDs? What's your favorite CD memory? Or what's the first album you'd go out and buy? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.